Ooh, cha. Ooh, cha. Can anybody hear me? Can anybody hear me? Ooh, cha. Ooh, cha. Can anybody hear me? Can anybody hear me? Ooh, cha. Ooh, cha. Can anybody hear me? Can anybody hear me? Ooh, cha. Ooh, cha. Can anybody hear me? Can anybody hear me? Ooh, cha. Ooh, cha. Can anybody hear me? Can anybody hear me? Ooh, cha. Ooh, cha. Can anybody hear me? Can anybody hear me? Ooh, cha. Ooh, cha. Can anybody hear me? Can anybody hear me? Ooh, cha. Ooh, cha. Can anybody hear me? Can anybody hear me? Ooh, cha. Ooh, cha. Can anybody hear me? Can anybody hear me? Ooh, cha. Ooh, cha. Can anybody hear me? Can anybody hear me? Ooh, cha. Ooh, cha. Can anybody hear me? Can anybody hear me? Ooh, cha. Ooh, cha. Can anybody hear me? Can anybody hear me? Ooh, cha. Ooh, cha. Can anybody hear me? Can anybody hear me? Hey, meow meow. Thank you for dropping in. I couldn't tell if anybody could hear me. I haven't been on in a while. Been doing some other things. My my granddaughter graduated, so that's what we've been busy with around here. And I'm very proud of her. She's going back to get her master's, and I'm really happy. I named this video Ooh Cha. Break up to make up. That's all we do. And sometimes it be like that, when you have, a relationship, it don't have to be like YouTubey stuff. I'm talking about in the real world, and you go through ups and downs, and some people keep it like kind of quiet, it's kept, but other people, other couples is loud and explosive. Every time they see each other, they cuss each other out, or they calling each other on the phone, or texting each other, doing whatever, and fighting and shit out in the streets. Well, we have a very bad breakup going on YouTube right now, and I really hate it. Uh, Octavius and Kiki, they are battling like, you know, they battling bad. And I watch very little of it, like I read about it because I hear stuff out in the streets. But it's like it exploded, like boom, and they've been into it. Ooh, I mean they throwing everything. They throwing hammers, plates, glasses, rocks, hitting each other with chains, beer bottles, and anything you could pick up and throw at each other. They doing it, and they telling like very personal stuff on each other. But sometimes it take that to break up. And I'm glad they live in separate states. Several states between them, because when they feel it, when you feeling like you're that mad or that hurt, because I think it's mainly hurt on both of their sides. And sometimes the person just say the wrong thing, and you let them have it, and that's what is going on now. They are letting each other have it, and they're doing it on lives. And I think they may be tired of the relationship. I think it's like they both kind of sick of each other. But it don't take all that to break up. But that's not my business. I ain't in that. And I'll discuss that more later on in the video. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is what's going on in the world. Donald Trump is meeting with the South African president. I don't know the man's name because I can't pronounce it, but they are meeting right now. I watched that this morning, watched till he, you know, got into the White House safely. They're in discussions right now. Some of the things, I'm just glazing over it. It's regarding like refugees from over there to come over here. And I told you guys they're going to have 50 white people they get to go and get head of the line and get over here. So I'm going to see if any other black people over there are going to get to come over here on these work visas. And are they going to get the same treatment that their white comrades, will they receive the same treatment of all this like free housing, jobs, food, all that kind of stuff. I want to see if they get the same treatment that the white people do that come over here. That the 50 white people that come over here, I want to see the however many black people they say they're gonna let come over here. I want to see how many of those, and I want to see what kind of jobs they're offered. You know, that's what I'm gonna do. All right, I'm through with that. The next thing I want to say is like the Menendez brothers. They murdered their parents like 30 something years ago, and they were available for parole immediately when they uh, met the resentencing guidelines that was approved last week, and that said they were going to be eligible for parole immediately. Well, they have a delay right now, and the delay is 2 months. Now, I guess they got to look through their paperwork and all that. I don't know, but they're not going to get at least for the next 2 months. They're not eligible, okay, because they put a delay on that. Another thing, Chris Brown has been denied bail. Um, he go to court. Wait a minute, put my notepad up. I don't want to get the wrong dates. He go to court Like he's going to be held in jail until June the 13th. He don't have any kind of, it's no option to get out. He got to wait till the 13th. And he was on an international world tour. That was getting ready to start when he was arrested last week. But child, that's in jeopardy because they don't know. You know, I don't know when the first concert was supposed to be, but all of the concerts are sold out. But they can't do nothing because Chris Brown is locked up and he can't get out until June. Well, I'm not gonna say he's getting out on June 13th. He'll be eligible to go back to court to see how this case is going to progress. And what they charged him with was causing grievous body injury. And I don't, that sounds like bad. So I don't know how bad he hurt the man, but they say here allegedly they hit him in the head with a bottle and beat him, and then he was on the ground and they was kicking him. That's all I got to say about that. Um, Another thing, like one of my favorite shows that I watch is American Idol. I've been watching it ever since it first came on. Okay, and this was the 23rd season. Child, a black guy named Jamal Roberts. He won. He's 27 years old. He's from Mississippi, and he's a gym teacher. And that brother can blow on. He can sing, child. And he won like the second place person. They was good. He was like a country guy, a country singer, white guy, but he did sing other kind of songs. But Jamal, he beat him out. And America voted. He won. He won like $250,000, and he won a recording contract with Hollywood Records, and that's not bad. And I'm thinking he's a single parent because they really never showed a woman with him. But he has two little girls, and he had just bought a house, before becoming on American Idol. So he seemed to be like a sweet guy. And kudos to that. All right, now let's get to the jump, okay? The jump is like I just been cruising around a little bit today, and then there's some gaps in my, some gaps in here because it was days that I did not touch YouTube at all. I'm doing things that sometimes you got to turn this shit off and come back to the real world, and I did that. Okay, for like 3 days, no YouTube. But today when I went on, Chanel, I went by there. She was still cussing out China. They was cool. Now they not cool. And Chanel showing all kind of shit, okay? And China, she's showing shit too. They send them 3 second. Um, and I went by, seen YouTube cameras on this morning. She had J-Don, Dragon, the Miss O, and I don't even want to say his person name, but I will. Miss Toby, I don't care for her, and she do not care for me, and I love it that way. Okay. Um, J Don, nah, J Don say that Mika kind of curse or spell she was supposed to put on J Don. I don't know, but J Don was saying that on YouTube cameras today. Um, and then I went through because, like I said, it's Octavius and Kiki. They are into it really, really bad. She have people on her lives, but see, she took all her shit down, so I can't even go back to watch hers. I just have to go on hearsay that's out in the street. Octavius leaving his shit up. He want the world to see, and the world to hear him. So he ain't taking nothing down, and he's not putting them on him. It's only child they going below the belt. I'm serious. Ooh. And the last live he did was like yesterday, and he had Dory, Didi Luke was up there, and it was some other lady. I think she's from one of that street sector or something that Octavius them hang around in. I think this lady is from over there, and he is getting support, from different people. He getting support that people trying to build him up and this and that. And Kiki's got people trying to do the same thing, okay? Because they say she have a good crowd over there when she's on, and they hearing her out. And Octavius had the same thing. He had like 300 and 400 people in his live, and the people are hearing him out, you know. And the chat not eating her up real bad. you know, in his lives. Now they do say some things, but it's not as bad as it could be. Because I have seen people get drug in each other. But she's not getting, getting that work as far as I'm concerned, too bad. Okay. She have fell off the wagon. She's drinking again. He says she's not changing clothes. Like I said, I missed her lives. I can't tell you if she's not changing clothes or anything. He says that like on her wigs that she got real short hair and it's gray. She don't comb it. It's matted up. He talking about her weight. I mean everything. Okay. He doing the weight hygiene, lazy, how much you eat, you know. And like the other day, she was on. He said, he was playing some of her video, and she was telling him because she always did come by Treacy's, and see she used to before she met Octavius. She used to say that she'd been on them dating sites and stuff, and she would meet Africans and stuff, and they would buy her things, you know. And she said she wasn't doing nothing for the shit, but baby, you know what I'm saying? You doing something. Now, I don't care what the hell you say. Okay? Uh, what she had been telling on Tracy's live years ago, she was telling Tracy about this dating app that she go on and meet these African men and meet these army men and all that kind of stuff. Whatever kind of base they have there in her state and in her city, they have a military base there. And see, she date them kind of men. And like I said, she say they wine and dine her, and she don't have to do nothing. But like I said, honey, these men ain't them men wasn't doing that in cowboy days. They wasn't giving them hoes nothing unless they got something. And that's just the way it is. You know. She's cute, but she ain't that damn cute. And I'm just saying. Well, that came up, and I was saying, uh, he was playing some of her stuff, and she was talking about the African and stuff. And Tracy was in the chat because she came in late. And I said, Tracy, she told him about the Africans. And Tracy said, oh my God, like that. And I just didn't type no more. I mean, she'll just let it all hang out. And I was shocked. And then another thing that came up, she's supposed to be getting married. Now, hell, how you get married? You just broke up with the nigga last week. You telling all on yourself, child. Oh my God. And the day last night on the last live he played, he was playing a video from last year when they kind of broke up. She had been in the hospital, that they ran all kind of tests on her, that everything fine. I'm not in the mental hospital, but I'm in the hospital, and they did blood tests and they did urine tests and all of that. Well, he said that she was a low life, her and her sister. Now I don't know nothing about her sister. I don't know nothing about her family. They've been talking about each other family. Uh, and he said if she don't stop messing with him, he's gonna get a restraining order on her. And I said, what? So, honey, they talking that kind of bullshit. And he said he got to be careful what he say because he know how she work. You know how she take words and try to put charges on you. So, see, he know her tricks because you remember her and VS had been into it for a long time. And they wound up going to court because they put restraining orders out on each other. So, child, it is a mess. Do you hear me? And he said that she has chose death over life because he said that the doctor has told her to stop the drinking, and now she's just back drinking again. And he said that her death is in that bottle. Okay. Now let me see if anybody else got anything to say. else came in so I could speak some more. Hey, the unfiltered Muffy. Hey, Bird Bird. Hey, Biggest Red. Let me say, hey, Biggest Red D346. Hey, the B Sector Podcast. Hey, 3,000 degrees. Ooh, that's hot. Lord Jesus. Whew. That 3,000 degrees is hot. This little girl I used to babysit, she always go, because I would be doing that. Like when I be cleaning up or doing something out in the garden, I be saying, phew, you know, she be going around. Hey, Lee Pepper. She a big girl now. She used to go, she ought to go get her box, get a cook, everything making her tired. Yeah, Lee Pep, I think they both need to log off because they are destroying each other. You know, I mean, oh, it's bad. I mean, how low can you go? Down to the floor, you know, crisscross. They going at each other like they don't know each other. Okay. Um, child, I went by MHB's this morning. He was live. And Gina was in the chat. And he said that she DM'd him and he put the stuff on the screen, child. And she wanted royalties, her personal government name, birthday, where she lived, and all that kind of shit. And she was telling him that she wanted to put harassment and stalking charges on royalty. And MHB read that stuff and she was saying that she would give him some money when she got her 401k. She was getting it in 3 weeks. Bitch, how long you gonna lie about that 401k? You a lying asshole. You got denied your unemployment. That's all in the streets, you dumb hoe. Ain't nobody gonna do nothing for him. He said if you had some money, he wouldn't do it for you. He said, cause when you had your little change you was throwing around here on the YouTube streets and sending your ussy out and all that, he said you go ask some of them people you sent your ussy to for royalty stuff. You go send some of the people you gave your money to get royalty stuff. He said he ain't giving you shit and he got all of that information. He said if you had the money today, he wouldn't take it. Because he ain't giving you shit. He say get it from some of them niggas that you be hanging out, running around after and stuff. Okay. And child, she done quiet down on the YouTube street. And the child, the reason that she have calmed down is because it came out that she sent the police to SD house. You know, when the police came to his house. And she been calling CPS and doing all that shit that she was getting up on these panels saying, somebody getting CPS called him. Somebody got the police called on him. Her ass was doing it. Okay. So she ducking and dodging over there in the Mo 3 sector, child. Let me see. He was saying he can help you. He said, but he can't help you. And he said you can't get nothing from him. And he said, you need to quit trying to take people to court. You've been fucking with everybody. Why you want to go to court now? And child, she was coming in that chat with all kind of troll pages because her main pages are blocked in his chat because he don't F with her. And let me tell you some of the names that she was running in that chat from. One of the name was Miss Thing. One of them was Gina's World. One of them was Unapologetic, but I couldn't see the other part of the name. Now that's the name that she is sending the DM on. Money Maya. And that's a lot of pages. And she was just typing real fast on all them pages. And the people in the chat were saying she is nuts. And which she is. And he called her a two-faced old hag. And he don't say he don't rock with her. He say riding or walking. And he say he tired of them crackhead gang because that's what she acting like is a crackhead. That I'll pay you Friday. He said he ain't got time for that. Okay. And I was saying, ooh, child. Okay, now this is another one. I briefly went going over this here with Octavius because he been doing a lot of lives and Kiki have too. And I hadn't been on here in a while, but I was just doing brief notes. One of them I put on here like China, China White from the black sector. She just trying to calm him down, so he don't say just really bad stuff. Um, like doing no threatening and all that. She don't want him to be doing it, even if like Kiki might threaten him. She was like saying, "Man, you need to calm down. You don't need." So she was like coaching him to, hey, settle down. Well, while she was up there talking to Octavius, LGI jumped up there. And you talking about LGI was cussing. They have a long-standing feud. I don't know how it started with them, but LGI do not like her. You know, but China was like playing on dust. She wasn't didn't have really much to say to her. Rick Reed. Now I'm going backwards instead of going from the oldest to up. I'm going backwards in my time. Okay. Um, Rick Reed that went live. Him and Lemon, they are good for now. Um, and he was saying in club chat, even though Sean Bradley is not active on YouTube anymore, he's still here. Everybody know that. And he do all his dirt over there in the Zoom. And he get people to come out here from his club chat to come out here and wreak havoc. Okay? He had something to do with the trip in Vegas, which I already knew that. I already knew that. Because why was he out there when Lemon and Nesty and all their crew went out there? Okay? I'm just being for real on it. Rebel Son, King Roman, you know, they was all there. But King Roman did kick it with Nestim, and he said he had a good time. I'm glad he did. And Rebel Son kicked it with him for a little while, and he had fun too for a little while. But it wasn't his crowd. And I understand that. I would roll the rock with whoever. The people I'm cool with instead of these strangers. But I might have went to eat with them or something, or seen them at the bar and say, "Hey, how you doing?" and keep moving. You know, but that's them. But like I said, I ain't paying no money to go see nobody on YouTube. I got too many people I can go see. Nope. I ain't spending my vacation like that. Fuck that. Okay. Um, and another thing that's come out again is our road leads to Baltimore, and that is where Sean Bradley live. Our roads, a lot of stuff that go on YouTube, the newbies do not notice. The beef sector is a machine. It works like a machine. There's different tiers that new people will never know. And we just was sitting here, the old heads, we just sitting here watching them make the mistakes that the old heads made years ago. Okay? Years and years ago. Ain't nothing these people doing on here is new, nothing. It's all been done before. And it is what it is. You know. Okay. And then a couple of days ago, I went by YouTube cameras. And she had several people on her chat. She had 88, Nurse K, J Dunn, Let's Be Honest, Lady Snoop, Queen Sanity, Chat Rep, which she wants to be called Sheffy now. Ken was on the panel. Sparkles, ODS Tracy. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. She been having some good lives. If you're not subscribed to YouTube camera, that's a place that you can catch up on a lot of things over there. And the people that has been in incidents like on the YouTube streets, they usually wind up over there. Okay? Sir King was on the panel, and Sour Patch. The panel stayed popping the whole live. And I mean they were bumping each other heads and everything. Lemon and Nurse K got into it. Okay, I didn't say Lemon was up there, but Lemon was up there. Um, and they was talking about. Now, see, I haven't asked Lemon about this because I don't get in people's business. But allegedly, his tires has been slashed, and they're saying something about some CL records on him. And I don't know what that is, but you know, uh, I don't know what that's all about. And then, like with Nurse K and Lemon was into it. Let's Be Honest got up there, and Let's Be Honest and Lemon used to be real cool, but they fell out. And why I don't know. I guess it was doing something to do with Nurse K. I don't know that part. Cause see, I wasn't going into the discords and all of that back then. I would just go in and come out. But now I sit and listen, and participate. But I come back out on the streets because I don't want to miss too much going on out here. You know. Um. So, let's be honest. And Lemon got into it because she didn't like what he was saying to Nurse K, and she said that let's be honest, said her name is tattooed all across her puss. I was saying, what? Get down. Let's be honest. Okay. And wait a minute. And Nurse K, when they was into it, she was saying she had been waiting for this, to just to turn the limit. And then she threatened his cash app and his page. I don't know what that was all about. And Lemon was saying he didn't F with Sir King. He said that Sir King was a cheap, jealous bitch. And he said that Sir King kicked his back in every chance he get. And he said that, he done talked about his brother, his mama, and then Sir King was talking about like the money that lady TSW had gave him for the talent show. Well, he gave that back to TSW. So they have a zero balance right now. So at least it's gonna be $1,000 for the talent show, but like the thousand that TSW was gonna give, I don't know if she's gonna get it now, but he don't have her money. He sent that back to her. Well, Sir King was saying something about it, like that he was taking care of, taking advantage of like this disabled woman and an older woman. Now they say TSW is like 40 something. Well, he throwed up like when Sir King because he had like his tiers on his membership. The highest tier was $100, and with the $100 tier, you would get to talk to him on the phone and shit like that. Okay. Well, Mama D was one of the people that were paying that $100 tier, so she felt like she could talk to him anytime. They was cool. She said she considered him her son. She was paying him for him to go to the gym. She was paying him to get his feet done, hands done, and shit like that, child. Well, he borrowed some money from her to fix his car, and he didn't pay her back. In some kind of way, it got out of him in the YouTube streets. And then I was at Sas's or somewhere, and Talon say, Paulette, did you know that Sir King borrowed such and such from Mama D and he won't pay her back? I say, what? And so, I put the siren out in the beef sector. And then we started talking to Mama D and stuff. And she was telling her side of it. And then Sir King, honey, the Avatar Nation got the money up to her, pay her the money. And then he started calling her old bitches and all that kind of stuff. Now, how you gonna call this woman all kind of old bitches? She on your high street getting your feet done and your hands done. Got your gym membership. And you done bought some money for her, but then she gonna be an old bitches and stuff. See, I ain't got time for that. And it really hurt Mama D feelings. He wound up apologizing to her, but It was a half-ass apology, a weak-ass apology. Okay. And the other night, when Lemon was throwing that up in his face, he has switched the story around. But he was telling this the lie he told now. Now y'all know technology is an MF and banking is an MF. They don't play about nobody money. Well, he gonna lie like he had money in transit. Now, if you send some money to your bank account right now, don't it hit in a couple of seconds? When you buy some out of your bank account, when you call and I'm doing it on the computer, don't they take that money out right then? That ain't got nothing to do. He was talking about this in transit. How long would they do? Ride it on a horse to the bank in another state? See, that's that bullshit. Ain't no telling how many of them folks over there he done cheated out their money. But Sir King a snake and he trying to make Lemon a snake. Okay. Hey, Lady Sparkles. Hey, Jay Parrish. Let me see if anybody else came in. Hey, Rico. Shut. Hey, Tracy's Pieces is in the house. In the house. It's in the house. Tracy's Pieces. Tracy Pieces. I think I spoke to everybody. Okay, let me go down. I'm trying to get through this, y'all. I got so many goddamn notes. Okay. And if y'all don't mind, hit the like button. And if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to my channel. I'm trying to get to 3. Wow. And if you got a little change, shoot me some. Okay. Now, where was I at? Okay. Let me see. Okay. And okay, there was an incident a couple of days ago. And again, I'm saying I'm going backwards. Well, on YouTube cameras, it came up because Lemon snapped on his mods because somebody was doxing in the chat. But all of that got straightened out. Beans and Corporate got up there and him and her had a cussing each other out. And she left. Well, they made up. Okay. Sometimes some of these relationships on here, people, they cuss each other out like a dog. But still, they still cool. And to me, that's what kind of relationship Beans and Cornbread have with each other. Because she'll cuss his ass out. You hear me? Well, the YouTube streets on some of these camps, they want him to fall out with all his mods, which if he do, he is insane. Okay. Because all these channels, you got to have your mods in there to do shit, like get them doxing out and to get the people that saying bad stuff in there. And Lemon pretty lenient in his chat, but the main thing that he don't like is doxing. Now, hell, a lot of times I don't know nobody doxing each other because I don't know these folks. I don't know their name and their mama name. You got to think about that. I don't know these people. So when they be going off about somebody getting doxed, they go right over my head because I don't know who Audio Mama is. I don't know who Audio Daddy is. I don't know who Cornbread Sister is. I don't know who nothing such and such, like your people, brother. I don't know them folks. But like the mods were on the spot. They were taking them people out. And that has been discussed, in the Discord and on YouTube. And Lemon said he was going to tighten up and not do that, go off like that. But he be going off, he'll go off. Everybody already know how Lemon do. And like when he upset, I don't fuck with him. I ain't going to hit that panel when he acting a fool because, see, he cussed me out. I don't want to get cussed out for him because I'm going to cuss him out and I'm going to quit fooling with him. And that's me. And so I stay in the chat if I go somewhere else. But we have never had no words, me and Linda. And me and Teresa ain't never had no words, and me and Teresa been kicking it for years. But see, we talk to each other. We talk to each other like ladies. And sometimes we disagree with each other. That don't mean I don't like them. But you know how the YouTube folks is. Some of them are very sensitive. Okay. Well, um, and then him and Jay Dunn, they be into it. They be every chance they get into it. Okay. Well, uh, about the striking thing, like the next step that he has to go through on Jay Dunn, is court. Okay. Jay Dunn's gonna have to go in court and tell them that's her, you know, that's her material. Like when she struck his channel for his own shit. Jay Dunn ain't gonna do that. But, that's between them. Well, him and Jay Dunn had talked like backstage, and he asked her was she gonna take that off. And they didn't get nowhere. So that strike shit is still going. I don't know how many days they got before they go to court or what the next step is. I don't know because I don't, I ain't never fought a strike. I don't know nothing about the process. Now, if I get struck, maybe I ask for some help, but, I'll just try to do the best I can. I try myself first, you know. Um, so we still got that going on. And like I said, let me say he can't wait to court. But child, the other night when Lemon was up there clowning, he admired some people. He admired Bree. I don't know why he admired Bree because I didn't stay the whole live, okay? Because I told y'all I took some time off YouTube. And he allegedly admired beans and cornbread, 2 piece. So he lost like 3 mods in one night. So I know Lemon was wilding on that live. So I have to go back and see that. But allegedly he had got 3 people. Well, that's how I found out about it. Discord, cause everything was cool in Discord. They made up. And it is what it is. They made up. And the people on YouTube street, they were talking about it, cause they this and that. And he got rid of his mods. And this, they were going on and on and on. 100, they had already made up in Discord. And the next step was when he went live for Beans and Corporate to come up there and they talked it out before for the public to know. But child, they had been made up. But that's how YouTube work, okay? And child, Tracy and Sir King got into it over their YouTube camera. And it was years of pent-up frustration. You hear me? And Sir King, you can't hang with Tracy. You could try. But I don't know why you done bought your scary ass out here on the YouTube streets. You gonna get body slammed everywhere you go. But don't nobody respect you, dude. Everybody remember how you did the beef sector, dude. When you started your channel, you sit right up on Tracy's channel, but she already knew you didn't like her. But she let you sit up there like an idiot. As soon as you got your channel going, you turn against Tracy, Bless, Nika, Pizarro, Bree. You turn against everybody in the beef sector. That's why the beef sector turned their back on you, dummy. You could blame it on whatever you want. It was your fault. Lemon kept you afloat. Okay. And what about you going? You supposed to been going to Neverland. You were leaving beef. You was leaving YouTube. What the fuck happened to that? Your ass ain't been nowhere. That's all I got to say about him. Ness, I looked at her live. I red balled it, and I'm just gonna say who was on the panel because I didn't hang around because I can't stand that bitch. Okay. Well, at Ness's, Lemon was on the panel, Sanity was on the panel, Sour Patch, Shakim, I can't stand his funky ass. Lady Dimples, Big Rig, and Tulsa. Well, Lemon and Big Rig got to talk because, they had a little friction between each other. They discussed it like me and Big Rig say he ain't got no problem with Lemon. Lemon say he ain't got no problem with Big Rig. Okay? And I thought that was good. That was like last night. Sour Patch Well, Lemon went over to Nessa's after he went off live last night. And he was up there and Ness had did her move that she loved to do when Lemon first come on. She went up there and started cussing beans and cornbread out. The beans and cornbread let her have it. She blowed her back, okay? Well, Ness left. But Lemon said he dropped her because she wouldn't listen. She kept talking when he told her to quit talking. And so she ran over to her page, which she started up a lap on top of Lemon, like she been doing. Same old, same old. Um, and so when she went off on them on beans and cornbread, she went and did her live. Well, she had already said some things about Sour Patch too on another, throughout the streets, for days. They don't like Sour Patch, they don't like beans and cornbread, and they don't like 2Ps. They want Lemon to get rid of them. Okay? And Lemon would be a fool to do what these folks out here in these streets tell. Y'all get rid of y'all damn mods. Get rid of his 3 of your damn mods and he'll get rid of them. And the same go for other content creators that's trying to run his channel and tell him what to do with his damn mod. But every mod he get rid of, you get rid of one too. That's the only way it's gonna be even. You pick the mod out, since y'all don't like beans and corn, pick one of them out y'all don't like. And let Lemon go to your channel and pick out the mods he don't like on your channel. And you drop them and he'll drop you here. That's the only way it's gonna be fair. Why you get to keep your goddamn mods? Huh? That's stupid. Okay. But yeah, Tracy and Sir King, I'm so happy I got to see that. And Tracy was dragging the shit out of him. She body slammed him about 10 times. And Tracy told him he wanted Sir King wanted lemon nuts in his mouth. And she say that he want lemon. Sir King act like a jealous ass woman. You know what I'm saying? Lemon is gone, baby. You done broke the plate. He ain't coming back to your house eating no more. He don't care what you cook. Okay. And Sanity asked Lemon, that he done blocked some people out of Discord. Because they running their goddamn mouth. And so I don't blame him. It's his Discord. He can throw whoever he want at his Discord. They shouldn't have no problem. They can start their own goddamn Discord up and do some gossip. They shouldn't have to watch what they say in Discord. And Resto had enough nerve. He played a recording on his channel of what was discussed in the Discord. Now, when they start doing that kind of shit, okay? When they start doing that, and like people are very careful of what they type in the Discord because Nest them had took screenshots of their Discord, so they'll take screenshots of Lemon. His people in there got, they know the game, baby. And like they said, Sour Patch and all the rest of them, and me. Anything I say in Discord, I want them upset in goddamn face. Okay. Anytime y'all got something to ask me, did I say this or did I do that, to ask me? And see what I say. If I did, I did. Yep, I said it. If I did, nope, I didn't say that. Okay. Well, Resto, he was over at Sincere the other night. I think it was one couple of nights ago. And he was telling Sincere them that he wasn't going back over to Lemmon's Discord anymore. And so, who cares? Resto don't nobody like you. Lemon have tried everything he can to get rid of you. So it take him talking about your wife and your daughter to quit coming around. It shouldn't have had to get to that point. You ain't running nothing. He don't like you. He wants you to get away from him. Ain't no. Ain't no plainer way to say it than that. And there's other people he don't like. And he's cutting his grass right now. Okay? Another thing, a lot of stuff discussing Discord is being discussed on Zoom, YouTube, you know, and he's cutting his grass. He gonna cut it till he figure out who the fuck it is. They're sitting there talking all that bullshit, bringing that out here on the street as soon as you know what I'm saying? Ain't not he need to get him rid of. What the fuck you want to go in there for? Sitting up quiet and ain't saying nothing. We see you. Okay. All right. A child of captain back, honey. And I'm so happy. Oh, I was having withdrawals. Well, he is back, and the name of his channel is Captain's YouTube Zeus Knit. Okay. And on this channel, it's gonna be just like wild. It's gonna be like the ship, the stuff. You know, the ship was the main ship. It's gonna be like that. That the main ship got took down, child. And I don't think it's coming back. But here, the captain's so slick, it might come back. Wait a minute, let me put a pause on that because I got to tell y'all this here. Now, this is some old stuff that happened like last year. Deanna Irvin page got snatched, okay? And we were like, damn. You know, and she had that page forever. Long as she been on YouTube. Sometimes she would get struck, but, you know, she would ride that out. You know, stay on YouTube and just, you know, try to clean up whatever she did wrong, try to clean that up. But one day, they just took her damn channel a year ago. And every once in a while, people will bring that up, you know, throw it in her face. Well, child, Deanna went live last week and had that channel back. She got Deanna Irvin back. Okay. And she talking about talking some shit when she got her channel back. She talked shit on Verbal Assassin on that page, and she talked shit on the page that she lost. And them pictures that been putting them false flags out there on her about the bullying and all that kind of bullshit. Y'all that did them strikes, your channels are under the microscope now. I wonder who it was. And like she said, who ain't getting struck? That's who doing the strike. And that's the damn truth, honey. Okay. Yeah, everybody else over here getting struck. Why the fuck you ain't getting struck? Because you doing the striking. Okay. And it is what it is. Okay. Now I'm getting back to the captain. Oh, another thing, Rick Reed lost his page. Now, wouldn't it be something if he get his page back? Because Deanna said she done told him the tricks of the trade on how to get your motherfucking channel back. Because they got people that investigate that shit. Okay. And most people don't take it to the step that Deanna did. But she did, and she said that anybody that need her help, just got holler at her. She'll help you get your shit back. Okay. And she say the people are so nice. They so nice. They be saying, ma'am, I hate that happened to you. Ma'am, we'll get this straightened out for you. Okay. And they getting back with her and they discussing this shit. All this crazy shit that's going on out here. People getting struck for nothing. She told them the lingo they use when they write them strikes up and all that kind of shit that they done studied on how to get pages took for harassment and bullying and all that other bullshit. It was the wording on how these people are wording it, and they see in the same wording on the strikes that these strike teams been out there doing. Child, sometimes you cut your nose off to spite your goddamn face. Okay. Now, I had to tell y'all that. Now I'm getting back to the captain. Well, the captain went live, and honey, before he could open his mouth to say hello, Gina hit the pound. He said, right now, Gina, not right now, because I'm just not starting, and I want to rock with my people. Okay? So that's when he went to that Zeus channel. And so, he dropped her down because he wanted to just tell like the rules gonna be on the channel and all of that kind of stuff. And he was trying to build his channel up, which he got up to like 600 people subscribed that day because that was the first. We was on one other channel, but he went over here to the Zeus channel. He rolled us over to the other, and he was saying let's get this one up to 1,000 and this and that. And so everybody was in the chat just chilling, kicking. The chat was really fun. Well, after he got through doing that, then Gina hit the panel and Royalty hit the panel. Well, Gina hit the panel first, and Royalty was in the chat. And Gina cussed her out and told her, bring your ass up here, and you bitches, and all you bitches come up here, and this and that. Well, Gina and Royalty went up there. And so they was dragging each other really bad back and forth. Well, Royalty dropped down, and she was in her feelings. Because she thought that Brandon didn't protect her and this and that. Brandon don't protect none of you hoes. Now he'll protect Big Baby and he'll protect Jackie. Like come out here swinging like he did that day. But honey, he ain't gonna help swing for none of you hoes. And he show y'all that. So why get mad? Look like a fool. And he said that now I don't know why this happened. He said he was gonna troll Skoka and Pacino, and he called Pacino Tomahawk, but he gonna troll them until the end of time. And then he showed because him and Max are into it, Max Boogie. Well, he showed that video, child, when she got beat up, child. She got drug all over the concrete. Now this real life, like putting your hands on somebody. And she was on her back and she couldn't breathe and all that. And that girl was hitting her all in her face. Now if y'all want to see that, y'all go down on that Captain's YouTube Zeus net. If you ain't never seen her get her ass whooped, you can go right over there, Captain, see her get her ass whooped. And he said she could strike it, he gonna put it right back up. Now that's what he said, Max. Talking that shit to me. Bex ain't got no video of me getting my ass whooped. They ain't got no video of me saying I can't breathe. Stood right up there and watch you get your ass whooped. What kind of nigga is that? Ooh, child. But like I said, if y'all want to see Max get her ass towed up, go over there and look at the Captain. Let me see the name of the channel again, so y'all can go over there and see. Wait a minute, the bad ass. All she is mouth. But I told you, bitch, I seen you get your ass whooped when I first started going over there in 3 seconds. That was years ago. Ho. You don't like me and I don't like you, ho. And ain't nobody scared of your ass. And you can't fight. You can't fight. Okay? You can't fight, girl. You could talk, though. You a huffing, you a puffing, you a blow the house down. Lord Jesus. I'm so tickled. My stomach hurt. I'm so tickled. Y'all don't be scared of nobody on here. Hey, they can't do nothing. It's words. Some people can cuss bad hard enough. Some people can scream louder and shit. But the truth hurt. And bitch, your ass out there on the street getting your ass toe up on that concrete. You said you couldn't breathe. And that girl was hitting you in your face with her fist. She was sitting on top of you. And when you were trying to scream out under her, she would lock you in again. She was locking you down, girl. You couldn't do shit. You couldn't do shit but beg, please. Dumbass hoe. Like you a bad bitch. Okay, like name of the captain's page. If you want to see her get whooped on that concrete and people standing around laughing at her and videoing it, the name of his channel is Captain's YouTube Zeus Net. Okay, and you can see her getting her ass whooped. Okay, talk that shit, bitch. Your shit you talk ain't nothing like I man. Like I say, you ain't nobody never whooped my ass, and ain't nobody got me on video ever getting whooped. Okay. Now, before he went live on the new channel, he had went live on his channel. Like I said, he rolled us over to the other channel. So now, like I said, I'm going back in time. Now he was on the captain. It was Captain, and he was talking about Big Baby. And he said that it's a war going on between Big Baby's channel and I think Jackie. Well, it's fights everywhere on in the Mo3B sector and in the B sector. Okay, they are throwing down in both the sectors. It's hard to keep up. Um, Big Baby's, it come out with some receipts that China released that she had been talking about Big Baby from back when Big Baby first got pregnant. Big Baby took a picture in her outfit. And Big Baby go, honey, she might be big, but she wear tight shit because she like to show her curves off. And some men are turned on by big ass women. I don't care what nobody say. I had a friend, she had all kind of fine ass niggas. Okay. And honey, if they tried to deny it, she had the baby to prove they look just like her. So the niggas kept their goddamn mouth shut. Well, Big Baby had took a picture in one of the tight outfits that she had. Now, this was before she really knew she was pregnant. And when China seen the picture, she said that Big Baby booty looked hard. And Big Baby said to come on and release all your shit. She said she tired of waiting on China. She don't want you trickling it out. She wants you to put that hammer down on her. Okay? And she said she didn't know you didn't like her. She said, because you'd have been cut off. And it is what it is. Okay? And the captain was mad because he said that that Gina snaked Jackie and Gina snaked Big Baby. And them his babies now. You can't be messing with them. Well, he said it's war. Okay? And so she had been releasing recordings, like when they talked on the phone. She been releasing receipts, like when they text back and forth or DM each other. She been showing that kind of stuff. And it like came out of nowhere. And when Pacino seen that the captain had scheduled a live on the live that I'm talking about now, he said that Pacino had scheduled a live. And he wanted to wait and see what Pacino was going to say. He said, because he went on to went live, and he was waiting on Pacino to go live, because he said, nigga, you ain't been live in 9 months. What made you stick your head out? Because you done effed up. And the reason that he called him Tomahawk, I just want to let you know this little story, because I know about this because I was over in the Mo3 sector. MHB was live, and he was getting good cash out. So sometimes MHB, they be throwing that money down. They throw hundreds at him. Well, he had a good day. So Pacino was up there on the panel, and he said, man, like he'll buy your steak. What kind of steak you want? And this and that. And Pacino said he wanted a tomahawk steak, and that's a big steak, okay? And with the money, he did buy him a tomahawk steak. And so he ate good, because them tomahawks, they say they tender. I ain't never had one. If I did buy one, I would have it with me and somebody else, because I know I couldn't eat all that damn meat, big as them things here. Now my son have had one. He it was a steak place like up, where he lived, because he don't live here where I live. He live hours and hours away. The cows that they use for the tomahawks, they were like cows that like had never had their feet on the ground. They ate like grain, that they whatever them people feed them was them kind of cow. They was highly, fed real good with their muscles and all that. And my son said that was when he went and got the tomahawk steak there, it's like a private restaurant. You have to book it way, way ahead of time. He said that was the best thing you ever put in your mouth. But he said he couldn't eat it all. He had to take a doggy bag home. He took his girlfriend over there. And she couldn't eat all of hers, so they took, the tomahawks home. Now, y'all know I get off the subject all the time, okay? And what is? And he said that Max Boogie was ugly, and she looked like Caesar. That on Planet of the Apes, that man ape. He said that that's what she looked like, and he was putting pictures of her up there with that ape beside. And I was hollering, child. Okay, now I'm going to SDs. Now I went by there. Like I said, I'm going backwards in time. Polo was up there. Woo, Royalty, Amori, Asia, Craig, Mount Vision, and above. So, like when I got there, I had red balled it back because, like I said, SD had really good lives, but they be long, and I have to get back out here and see what's going on in other sectors. So I can just tell you about the time I was there. Craig got up there and he drove Woo. He drove the shit out of Woo, and he told her, don't you call his phone no more. He said he was sick of you. He said she was a nasty stank bitch, and all of that. And then when he got down, after he got dragging Woo, he got down, and Mark One got up there. And he called Craig out, told Craig to bring his ass up there, so they could settle their shit. Well, Woo stayed up there, and she started dragging Kareem, because Kareem is the guy that she used to date. She started dragging him, but Kareem didn't hit the channel. He couldn't be bothered. He was like, me can't be bothered. I done drug your ass, so he don't even go up there really no more. But honey, when he do decide to hit the panel, she come up there, he tears her ass up. But he's like, he don't really hit the panel a whole lot. But when he do, he do. Well, she was calling him a little dick, and she was talking about she had fucked roasted toast, and she say they don't do no foreplay. All they want to do is stick it in. Now, Woo, you too old for that bullshit. If they ain't kissing you up, hugging you up, feeling your booty up, sucking your titty right. She said niggas can't suck titty, they can't do nothing. All they is using you for what you got. A hole between your legs. Oh, you got to warm me up, honey. You can't just jump on me. Like I said, and I'm freaky too. I got to do all that kind of shit. It ain't no jumping on nothing. It take a long time till we get to the putting it in, dumbass hoe. I been got off about 15 times before they put it in. Because they know what I like. And it ain't never been no just sticking it in, dumb hoe. And Polar and ST got into it. And they was talking about where they were from and all that. I get so sick of that argument. Niggas, y'all just live in Texas. Y'all, your mama and daddy them didn't ask you where you want to live. You live where the fuck your mama and daddy them work. Your town ain't no better than nobody else. Just cause you from such and such Dallas don't mean you're a bad bitch. It just means you're a bitch from Dallas. And your ass working right there too if you got a job. I don't know what the big deal is. They're like, over there in the most recent day, I like being from Texas is something. It's just a damn state you live in. Just because they make rap songs and shit, they make rap songs in every state. They shoot in every state. They do drive-bys, but see, they don't quit doing that shit because you get life in jail when you do a drive-by, whether you kill somebody or not. in my state, they shut a lot of that shit down. They had to. Now y'all wasn't doing that kind of shit. Everybody's so bad. Okay. Cool, and I went by her place. And she said that Chanel, the lady that had allegedly took that stuff from the money, the stuff from that old lady, she went to court, and so she wanted to take it to the next step. She go to court June the 4th at 1:30, and there are 5 witnesses on the paperwork. 4 of them are police, and one of them is like from a nursing home where she worked. Okay, and then she played some of Chanel's videos, and she was talking about like the job that she was doing for that old lady, taking care of that lady. She said that was her side hustle. And like I said, if y'all want to see that, go over to Coolin. And Coolin said that that's in the Missouri court. And she said that she pulled the information up online when Chanel went to court. That's how she found out. And I'm just repeating what Coolin said, honey. So I guess she go to court on June the 4th. Okay. Before I went to Coolins, I went by Lemons. On his panel, he had Lolo, Malik, Audio, Beans and Cornbread. Uh, is it Shakira Chicago? I always get her first name messed up. Restro was up there, Binary, Happy Life, Noble. And that's one of the nights Lemon said he was gonna crash out. You know, he knew he was gonna crash out before he went live. And he had to do that. When he say crash out, that means I'm gonna act a fool tonight. And he act a damn fool, okay? If y'all want to see that, you can go over there and see that. And he talked about the Let's Be Honest and Nurse K and all of that kind of shit. Okay, now I don't know because I did not see the contest, okay? Allegedly 88 won and the dance contest that Lazaro had, allegedly, because I don't know, I did not watch it, and Theo got it put up. Now Theo had on her live, she was on YouTube cameras today, and she said she's gonna release it. It's gonna be a premiere. Now that's what she said this morning. I forgot to make a note of that, but it popped in my mind when I was talking about the dance contest. So 88 won first place, and I heard Uppity won second place. I don't know how much money I don't know nothing about the pot. I don't know nothing about it. Okay. And Rob Rack and Janet been into it. He been cussing her out like a dog. He cussing her out just like he was cussing out before she went to jail the last time, and the time before the last time, and the time, the time before the last time, he still calling her bitches and all that. Okay. And some man had got on her panel and said he wanted to F the shit out of her. Okay. And SK Honey, he been out here banging in the street. He been dragging shit out of Lemon. Okay. But they in battle right now. Lemon been dragging the shit out of him too. And Sir King, why you get your crew to get you a PlayStation 5? And when they got the money give you for that PlayStation 5 and you bought the PlayStation 5, a couple of days later you asked them for a goddamn game too? Now you got no nerve to be talking about people. You worrying about that woman getting Lemon money. You need to mind your own goddamn business, nigga. Okay. Okay, now this was a good live. On this one, it said SD and SD went live. This was a live. I mean, I stayed there for hours because it was all and popping. And on his live, he had Big Mama Candy up there. This live I missed, but Big Mama Candy played it. HD live because I missed the live. And I started looking around the streets to see if I could find it. And went over to Candace's house. She was playing it. And I was so happy. You know, uh, on the live, it was SD, Straight Like That, 88, Jackie, Mad Max, Gina, Mink, uh, Mama Kim, Woo, Amori, and a Bubba. Well, 88 was up there, and she was into a stop line. I mean, Straight Like That. Uh, and Straight Like That was telling 88 that Jack would beat her brakes off of her. That she would beat 88 black and blue, and he was telling the Jack that 88 was scared of Jack. And he said that he was gonna hit the link every time that 88 came over to SDs. He said, "Cause you ain't gonna cloud chase over him. You know, if he got anything to do with, he gonna get up there and cuss 88 out every time. You know, cause he say her numbers went down, so now she want to go over there to SD. So SD got been had it going on over there. You know, if you want to see some people acting a goddamn fool, that's like just like over at Lemons. You know, if you want to see some people acting fool, go to Lemons. You want to see some acting fool, go to SD. Okay. What else he said? And he was calling 88 a nothing ass bitch. He said that she done got demonetized, and I didn't know that. He called her a black-footed bitch, a dick-eating bitch. He said he gonna dog walk her every day. Then she tried to come over to SD's. And he said that she was coming in between SD and Jade. And he said that she'll suck a dick for a cigarette. And child SD was laughing so loud. I love to hear him laugh. He would go, you know, he be doing that kind of shit. See, that would piss me off. If we were messing around or we was cool, and I come over to your channel and then this bitch up here cussing me out like a dog and you laughing, I get pissed off, you know, but it is what it is. And he told her to shut her funky ass up. And he was telling her to shut the fuck up and you know, all that kind of stuff, okay? And Gina called him a yag, a bitch, a nigga, and want to suck 357 in SD's dick. And Gina, SD, I mean, while he was straight like they were cussing 88 out, she was saying, he gonna choose pussy over you. Pussy over you. You know, she just kept saying that, pussy over you. You can't do nothing about this pussy over you. And he was calling Mad Max a lame, weirdo, hoe, ass, Arkansas nigga. And she said that he said that they can't handle 357. And he said, how you gonna let him disrespect you at 88? And SD, I guess he got tired of it, so he dropped him and he started cussing straight like that out. Mink drug is straight like that. And she said he's so fat that his belly hang over his, you know what? And she said that you can't see his dick because his belly hang over. And she said he had long titties. And straight like this told her that Sean G don't like her. And then she got a saggy body. She a saggy body hoe. And then, you know, SD was telling him don't be bringing up like the ladies up their kids. Don't be saying nothing about them. And 88 kept trying to leave because she was saying that, nigga, that you heard him talk about my kids, and I don't play that. And she was checking SD, which I don't blame her, because they do mess around, and he'd be around her children. And she said, "You gonna let this nigga talk about my goddamn kid?" And so SD, that's when he threw him off the stage. Like when she would try to leave, he wouldn't let her leave. He said, "Oh, don't go." And she said, "Well, I'm just sitting here, D, because I ain't gonna sit here while they talking about my kid." And then they got into it, and SD said, "Fuck her and her whole damn family." And then SD told her, "I'm about to eat your pussy. Go home, go on home. Get off of YouTube, get out the pound. I'm gonna come over and eat your pussy." SD drug Texas 713, and he called AA bald headed and called her a Molly cleaner. And SD said that he was mad too because DG had drugged him. So they had met each other out in the streets before this live somewhere. And they say, SD said that he was pissed off because DG drugged him. And like when 88 was sitting up there on the panel, now SD don't care for Rainwater. Well, Rainwater called 88 on the phone and she was talking to him and she wasn't on mute. And you could hear everything they said. Well, SD wasn't paying no attention because he was getting drunk and talking about other shit. So he didn't hear the conversation that 88 had with Rainwater. But when they got through talking, Wu told it on uh 88. She was saying, "Bitch, now you don't sit up here right in front of this man talking to Rainwater. We heard everything you said because you didn't have your phone on me." And you know, and she was saying, "No, I did not, I did." And she was saying, "You a damn lie." And she said, I heard the whole conversation with Ryan. And then when she was making up with SD because she was talking to Ryan on the phone because she said she wasn't talking to him, she was telling SD, you love me, I love you. Tell me you love me." And he did tell her he loved her. Okay? Okay, let me see what they are. And AA says she don't take that kind of disrespect in real life. You know how people, I told you how they straight like that was cussing her out and all of that, and how Wu was talking to her. She said that she don't take that kind of disrespect in real life. And she told SD that her feelings was hurt, and she started crying. And she was upset about her children. And Jade was up there. That's ST. I don't know if they together or not. I can't keep up with all this makeup breakup shit. But Jade wanted to know what was going on. She was saying she didn't know what was going on. And SD told Jade to shut the fuck up. And he said that Jade wants to be, she was saying she wanted to be fair with him. Okay. And then he told Jade, because that's who he really loved, and he let everybody know that. He said he is sorry, like for what the things that he had done to her and the things that he had said to her. You know, he was sorry. He got sad, and he was saying, "Jade, I'm just sorry for everything I put you through. I'm sad about the way I talked to you, and forgive me." And then he dropped her. Well, a Bubba and Amori hit the panel, and a Bubba was upset with SD because she had went live, and he was supposed to go over there. She had put in her link in the chat. But like I said, SD was getting drunk, and then like I said, his live was drunk. So I can see him not going over there, but I can see a Bubba feelings being hurt. Um, so I understand both of them. But I can understand SD not stopping his live going to Bubba's because he had a good crowd and the panel was rocking. And I can understand that Bubba because see she's doing other content and she having guests over, interviewing them, and they telling them about, you know, some of well, a lot of them is like in entertainment and stuff, and they talk about what they do and blah 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 blah. And see, Bubba is trying to get away from like a lot of the activity that she has done on YouTube. She's trying to make a business out of it, like interviewing rappers and actresses and all that kind of shit. Okay, and I understand that. Okay, because honey, she a jack of all trades. Do you hear me? She is a smart young woman. And Maury was telling, like, trying to break it down of SD of what how she, how a Bubba feel about him not coming over there. And SD asked the Bubba, "Do you want some money? Can I make it with money?" And she said, "Nigga, no, I got my own money. I just want you to support me, like I support you." And see, that's what a lot of times things that happen on here. A lot of people had to be in their feelings, and I understand that. Like a Bubba's in her feelings because he didn't come over. Now, if you going to say, like if Bubba, if she going to SD live supporting him, he damn well should go to her live. But see, it's a lot of people that on here. I see it every day. They sit on the panel, they being a co-host and blase this and blase that, and the hosts never do go to their channel. That's the last place they go. And I can understand people getting their feelings, but that's not my, I ain't got no dog in the fight. Okay? Let's see. And he was asking her if she want to go to Oklahoma and all that kind of stuff. And she had like kind of shut down. Okay? Okay. OG Bobby Johnson got up there. A lot of people really don't like him, but I do. And they SD then was telling, no, I think it was Donna Goins. Wait a minute, let me make sure. Okay, because this I got it kind of mixed up. OG Bobby Johnson, he was calling SD little ass nigga. And then no, Donna Goins got up there. Him and SD got into it real, real bad. And Donna Goins had he had that loud mic, like they call it the beef sector mic. Well, he had that, and honey, he was dragging. He drove SD. SD couldn't even say nothing. He was saying a little bit, and he just got quiet. And DG just showed his black ass over there. Okay, he would call him a fish-eyed fool, a little nigga, and he was saying that he really liked trans. And he was saying, "Shut your bitch ass up, nigga." He would call him a lame nigga. And he said that he was gonna put, y'all know SD daddy is ill, like with cancer. And he said that he was gonna put SD daddy up on his screen. He said he was gonna put his kids up. And he said if he showed $20,000 that he'll leave YouTube forever. He was telling SD to show 20,000 right now. If you show it, I'll leave YouTube forever. And he was telling them shut the fuck up every time he talked. And he said that DG said he came up there to drag SD because SD had been running his name, which SD you have been running his name. You've been running his name for months. And I've been hearing it, and DJ ain't come out to attack, but he chose that day to attack. And then he had attacked him the day before, too, child. And he said he wanted to punch on SD. And child, I think this was at Cooling when they got into it. I can't remember if it was SD's or Cooling, but child, this guy got up on stage and he was saying that he had been effing SD. And then he would drop off And he would come back on it, and Cool and them was saying, "What? What is? Who is that?" And his name was. Wait a minute. A man came on the panel, and his name was really a Tran. And he said he had FSD. Okay. The guy came up there several times, and then down go and say, "Man, after this go out, come to my channel. Or come to my channel right now. I want to talk to you." I don't know if the person went over there because I went somewhere else. I was discombobulated because their live was a mess. Do you hear me? But Coolin said, "What you say? What he say? Where you go?" And then the man will come back up there, child. And DG told him that told SD that his truck got repossessed. And he said that man, the guy that came up there on the panel, he said he had receipts of him at SD. And this happened at Coolin, okay? And Coolin, SD got mad at Coolin because she had let the man up there and let DG get up there and cuss him out. And he cussed Coolin out. And then he went to his live and cussed her out. SD, you got drugged. Why you get mad at Coolin? Coolin didn't drag you, fool. People get drugged on here. But he feel that him and Coolin have such a good relationship that he's not supposed to get drugged over there. And Coolin said, "I don't know what the hell you talking about. Hell, I get drugged out there in the street." SD, quit being a punk. Okay? Quit being a damn baby. Why you want to laugh like you were laughing when that boy went straight like they were talking about 88. You were laughing. And he blocked Coolin. And so when Coolin seen it, he went her live and he answered the phone. And she was saying, "Hey, what's up? Is we still cool?" And he cussed out and he blocked her on IG and he blocked her like her phone and stuff. And see, I don't know if they done made up since that happened. Let me see if anybody else came up in her chat. Ooh, chat. Hey, Kim B. Let me see who there. That's it. Okay, that's it. Hey, Daquan. Child, I've been off of YouTube for a couple of days. I'll be over there, Daquan. Okay. He said I got some racks, y'all. Ain't nobody never told me that I got some racks because I got small breasts. I thought racks was when you got real big titties. Hey, CEO, little boss lady. Hey, Vibrant. Yeah, he said I got some racks, y'all. Hey, Hypnotic Touch. Hey, Don Play, you been good? Ooh, child. Don Play be out here in these streets, honey. Sure do. Hey, BTS, Trapped Out TV. Hey, you ain't nothing but a born dog. Howling all the time. How you doing, born dog? Okay. I'm trying to get through this, child. I got so many lives. Hey, Kim B. I've got so many lives I've been to. Okay. But honey, y'all look at YouTube cameras the other day, honey. Tracy drove the shit out of Sir King, and we've been waiting for that for years, honey. Cause he is low down, but he act like he ain't low down. Child, back. We set to know how that nigga is. Okay, he ain't shit. He ain't no more than nobody else on here. And he done finally come out and drag him. Because he have been a coward. Do you hear me? Scared to get drugged. Scared to hear somebody pound. Now he and people pound he ain't never been on in his life. Okay. And Jadon, she been like I said, I didn't like Jadon, but she is making me like her because Jadon been wilding, okay? And I love seeing what she's doing because she's having a ball. Okay. Now I went to Minx and she said that she had receipts of a lady named Laquana and then she had China. So I guess Laquana and China is the same person. I'm just this is the notes I had. And she said that she had received somebody sent her receipt of Laquanda trying to find out where she lived. And she was pissed. She said, "You trying to put her in danger? You want to where me and my son lay our head, where we sleep?" And she said that Laquana, dash slash China, she said that she will make your life. Uh, she said that she would make you and your mama bleed. She said that you don't know that you messing with a nightmare. And she said she gonna be on your mama and your top. And she said it's a tit for tat. Okay. And she said that you had already got aired out at Big Lax. And they said that was a good live. I missed that one. I gotta go see that one. And she said she gonna wind up on your doorstep. And she said she is very petty. Mink said I'm very petty. And she said she don't care if you strike her. She said she had been struck before. And she said Gina had your picture. She said she gonna call ICE on your mama. And she was out, because she's a trucker. And she said, you just wait till she get home. And she was telling the people in the chat, we're gonna go on a field trip. And she said, you better call your lawyer brother that ain't your brother and get him on the damn job. That's what she said, Aquana slash China. I don't know which one you is, child, but and Meek ain't no joke. She go to the extreme, and I don't know what happened to make you do that, but allegedly do that. But she said she got a receipt of you, giving her address on child. Okay, I went by Sir King's just to see. Watching him is like watching paint dry, y'all. I can't stand it. I have been over there several times trying to watch him. After 5 minutes, it feel like my head is gonna explode. Okay. Well, the little time I was over his place, he drug Tracy, he drug Pizza, he drug Bree, he drug Talent, he drug Lemon. He called Lemon a little boy. And he also said that Lemon came out of his pussy. Y'all hear me? Sir King said that Lemon came out of his pussy. He said that Lemon had betrayed his brand. He said that he deals with his enemies, and he screamed out Tracy, honey, because he called Tracy a bitch. Tracy, you hear me, girl? Okay. And he said he didn't say nothing about them boys you had in your room, the ones that didn't have no shirts on. I don't know about nothing about that. Lemon. He said that Lemon has fruitcake capabilities. And he was insinuating Lemon that you was a private dancer and you got all of them costumes. He said you a private dancer, a dancer for money. In your musical Dooo. He said you a private dancer. And and then when he sent them pictures so Sir King could post how Lemon looked, He had on some underwear. You can see his wing had was shaped and all that. He didn't have no shirt on, and he had something to say about them pictures too, child. And he was saying, "Oh, why was you asking them young men to take off their shirt?" And he said that Lemon remind him of Tulsa. He said Lemon had a whole lot of costumes, and he was uh, ungrateful, disrespectful. He said all that and more, child. See where I went to for that, because I'm going backwards, child. Okay. Oh, child, it takes so much for me to. Oh God, it takes so much for me to look at Sir King. He is so boring. I be want to just bump my head against the wall. Okay, I went to Rick Reed's. I'm going backwards in time. Rick Reed drove Lemon. He drove the hell out of Lemon, okay? And he said that uh, he said he didn't want his name in that shit. He said he had nothing to do with Lemon in that contest. But like when Lemon had went live, I'm going backwards in time. He asked Rick Reed if he wanted to be a judge, and Rick said yes, okay? But Rick said they had never talked since then. And he said that Lemon said he had all his judges. So that was the issue. Well, when Rick Reed found out that Lemon was saying something about him, like because he was canceling a contest or something. I don't know what happened on that. I have to investigate that more. But they say that, like the other day, Ness had went live and said that that Club Chatting was in Zoom, and it came out in Zoom that Lemon had got the money back from that TSW lady, the $500, and that he was gonna cancel the show. And so Ness busted him out about that. And then finally he did say, yeah, I gave the money back, but it didn't sound like he didn't cancel the show. Now I don't know. Well, when Rick Reed was dragging him, he was saying that contest shit, that ain't his business. And he said that Lemon need to mind his business and they'll be speaking about his business. And he said the show is canceled. You gave the money back. So he said, why was you using him, as an excuse? And he said, you need to worry about who flagged you. He said, don't use his name in nothing, period. And he also said that Lemon want to stick his head up Ness' ass. And then he also said, like I said earlier, all roads lead to Baltimore. Sean Bradley's still active on YouTube. Club Chat is still on YouTube. And he said that people were playing all up in his face. Playing all up in Lemon's face. And he said it was Club Chat all along. And he said that they trying to fuck him up. He said that Lemon's sleeping with the enemy and he's dealing with the devil. And then he started talking about how he'll expose the Club Chat if they start messing with him. And he said, you know who that sponsor was, just like he do. He said, but when you be drunk and you don't remember what's going on half the time. He want to know why you lied. Okay, then Rick Reed did another live, and then before this live, on that live, he drug Dimples. And he said that if he pull up on Dimples or Dimples pull up on him, he'll beat him up. He drug Ness. And he said that Ness didn't want to be a judge for that contest. And he started talking about Rex talking about Rick's dirty fingernails. And he also said he would crack, I think Rick's, because Rick's always calling people out like he gonna beat them up. He said he would crack Rick's eye socket. And he said he ain't got no desire to mess with nobody new. But he said fuck with nobody new. Okay, and okay, Octavius on his channel, uppity got up there, China, ATL Streets interview. And that's the guy from that over there in the street sector. I don't really go over there. And sometimes I'll wind up over there and I don't be knowing what the hell I'm here. You know, because I look in the chat, I don't know nobody in the chat. But like I said, I subscribe to them. They're everybody, and sometimes if they pop up, I'll look and see what's going on. I know this what happened with this man. Well, Octavius, he was dragging Kiki, and he was dragging her. He was dragging skin off her bone. He said that she went live on him and drug him first, and he was tired of that shit. And so that's why he went live. And I mean, he drug to the gods. Do you hear me? And I knew, you know, they like at the point of no return. She been talking about his mama's tall, like 7 foot tall, like Andre the Giant. And he was talking about her twat stank. And that she don't bath, that she lay around all the time, how fat she is, and how she look under her clothes when she take her clothes off. He said all that fat just fall down. I mean, they was going, they've been on and having each other. I really hate to see this. And I believe that it just something broke the back of the camel, and they don't give a damn what they saying about each other. She dragging his family, she dragging him, he dragging her, and he dragging her family. They dragging each other's lifestyles. I mean, they getting dirty. You know, I mean, they getting dirty. And like I said, I watched some and then I pulled out of there because I don't like to see that. I just don't. You know, it's just, you know, some channels I just don't watch. And when he was dragging her, Tracy had got into the chat. And I told her, I said, Tracy, she done told him about them Africans. And Tracy was like, what? And wow. I said, girl. And I just quit typing in the chat. She told everything. And now I heard she supposed to be getting married. How you getting married? You just broke up with that man last week. How you gonna get married? That don't make you look right. And then they saying that they only had sex like once or twice. And my mouth just flew open. Because I thought they had seen each other more than that. And then when he would go out there, he would be out there for a while. Twice. Ain't no way. He said that she liked to watch. I think that he said that she liked to. No, she said that he liked to just like her to talk nasty to him. And he sits up and jack off. Child, they going to the gut. Okay? And I was saying, what? Okay. I went by YouTube cameras and she said, you know, Clark Lemon, every time he get mad at Jada, you gotta never come up here and I was on my dead brother and all that. Well, he let Jada on his panel, and that was after the P-bomb and the false flag. Okay? He let Jada back up there. And it was Lemon, Mr. West, Woo, Lolo, Jadon, Binary, Yaya, Mika, Beans and Cornbread, Vic, Malik, and Woo. See, he started letting Woo back on his panel. But that's his panel. I ain't gonna say I'm not saying nothing else about it. You know, you don't need them. Now YouTube the ones, I believe YouTube cameras, and she the one said that Jadon back, you know, Lemon had let Jadon back on the panel. But see, sometimes I don't watch his whole live, or either I red ball it and I don't go all the way to the end. But you know what? On these lives, a lot of times you need to watch the end because they be good. And see, YouTube cameras live, they was rocking so over there on on several of her last days in a row. They was they was banging so hard. YouTube camera would just stop the video. So it's good like to watch to the end because sometimes at the end it get real intense, and I mean they be saying all kind of shit. Okay, and YouTube camera have stopped several lives like in days in a row that it was just out of control. Okay, uh, I went by Nessus and Dimples was on the panel. Mr. West, Uppity, Restro, Kim, Shakim. I can't stand his ass. Lemon and Heatwave, and they was discussing him letting J Don on the panel. And D Miss O hit the chat, and I think she hit the panel, hit the chat, and she told J Don to activate. And honey, when she said that, I think Lemon, I don't know if it was at wherever it was at, Lemon heard it, and I think he stopped his live. Okay. Uh, and then that's when he come up to here, gave TSW the money back, and Uppity and Restro got into it. Okay. And that's when they found out about SD doing that Zoom that was out in the streets, and Uppity say that she gonna always be cool with Club Chet, and I think she was in that Zoom, and it came up what was said in the Zoom, but they've been Zooming for years. This ain't nothing new. They hear listen to the videos that are being done on YouTube. They listen to them over there on Zoom. So like to me, if you're a club and all this, and you got your people over there listening to YouTube, you still YouTube. And then you sending people out here to do things on YouTube. So you still YouTube and you just ain't your channel not active right now. But he ain't went nowhere. Um Octavius was live because like I said, he been just going live. Him and Kiki, they been just going live back to back to back. And he was talking about like Ken, how Ken have done Kiki. And see, he hasn't appreciated that since like they've been together. You know, like one time they all made up and all that kind of stuff. I knew that wasn't gonna work when they called themselves making up. I don't know who big idea that was, but well, they do what they want to do. They grown, and it's good entertainment. Okay, but I don't think Sonny was happy with the arrangement, and I don't think Octavius was happy with the arrangement. Everything beautiful and walking on earth, picking tools and shit. They relationship unlike that. You know. Okay. I went by Verbal Assassin, aka Deanna. And like I told you guys, she got her Deanna Urban page back. And she say, uh, for the ones that get or got their page took, that she can help them get it back, y'all. She said to get in touch with her. And she said that like when they was investigating like the strikes that she had, it was like uh stalking, harassment, shit like that. And so when she contacted YouTube and told them what was going on, they looked at those strikes, they moved them and took and gave her a page back and told them they were sorry and stuff. And she said we can go back down memory lane, like on this, like all that bullshit that she have done on YouTube for years and others. You could go over there and see it on her video. She said her videos are up. You'll see what the people are saying right now about this. They were saying back then, child. Okay. Because see that it was gone because Deanna Page got took. But like I said, she got her page back. And see, like Tracy have lost pages. Jay Wilson, Pizarro, whatever Deanna done, they need to somebody need to talk about something. I know she's saying because she don't fool with Deanna. But I think Pizarro is okay with Deanna, and I think Jay Dunn. No, I don't think Pastor is either. Well, maybe she could tell Pizarro can tell. She can tell Pizarro how to get her old page back. Because see, Deanna page was gone a year. But she got that damn page back. And she was talking shit. And she said that she snitched on them. And she told all the dirty tricks that had been done to her concerning strikes and things that were done on her page. And all the tricks that was being done to her concerning the strikes. Wait a minute. And she said one of her strikes that she had showed a picture of Ness' lip, and Ness struck her. She said it was a ussy. Now, when your lip start looking like a ussy, I would be so ashamed to say that. They got her for like nudity. Now, when a lip look like a ussy, I ain't that ignorant. She got struck for that child. And when next girl chick come out, I passed out. Do y'all hear me? Okay. Let me see. Wait a minute. Let me go down a little bit. I'm trying to get through here because I don't want to have to talk about this stuff on my next live because this is getting older. Um, Polo went live, and Royalty was on his panel, 1000K, Gina, Meek, and One Man Band. And this is the Royalty, the one that be drinking and stuff. Me and her got into it before, but we okay now. Um, we had like a misunderstanding, but it's all right. And so she was up there, and they be talking about her being in her garage, but that's what she comfortable doing YouTube at. But there's a lot of people on here to be in their garage, believe it or not. Doing their live. I guess they don't want to disrupt their household with the language that we use on here. Where I live, there is no garage. It's like a carport. It ain't closed in. So I ain't going outside and talking. But if we had a closed in garage, I would be out there. And where I could really clown and hoop and holler and shit. Okay. So that's why a lot of people doing it. So Royalty be exactly in her garage. And they was talking, they Polo compliment grilled by several people that came up there. And what she was being grilled about is about being at 357 in different places. Like, they didn't feel like she should be going to 357s and all that. Royalty ain't gonna quit going to 357. She like going over there and she loves to sit on that panel. So, but she was rebutting everything they said. If they wanted to drag, she was dragging. And then another one would come up there and talk to her. About 5 or 6 people came up there. But she stayed to the end of the live, and she took, she was banging back with them. And see, I don't like that. I don't like when people try to tell a grown person what to do and who chat, why you over there and stuff. Don't ask me shit. You see me over there, that's enough. If I was hiding, I wouldn't be in the chat. If I was hiding, I wouldn't be on the panel. You know what I'm saying? Uh, and Mink and Royalty got into it. No, that wasn't over there. And I went over to K Kira, child, and Sherry Berry was up there. I like her. She was total drunk. And K Kira, she stayed up. She stayed live as long as she could. And she couldn't take it no more. And she just had to say, hey, I'm finna go. You know, so I don't want to hear this shit no more. I was hollering. You hear me? So Sherry Berry was all over the place. Uh, and she wanted to know why Sherry Berry had cussed out Mike Martin. Mike Martin is a white dude. I like him. But some people don't. You know, everybody don't like you. You know what I'm saying? Well, Sherry Berry had cussed Mike Martin out. And I missed it. She said the reason that she cussed him out is because he talked too much. And I hollered, Sherry, you talk a lot too now. Oh, Lord Jesus. And that's it on that. And Pisa went live and she had Restro up there, Jadon, Rodney, uh, King Kong Tulsa, Uppity. Wait a minute. Somebody drug Dory and they threatening to take up the court. And I'm trying to think of who that was because I don't have a name there. Uh, and she put Jadon had got up there talking, and she was saying, "Didn't nobody have nothing to say when Shaquille struck her? She want to know why it's a big deal because she struck Lemon. You know, she said that Shaquille struck her falsely, struck Lemon falsely, and didn't nobody say nothing. She said, so hell, she gonna raise hell around here. And Jadon didn't hit knee panels, and she been raising hell about it. Okay. Uh, and this is what she said, and she said she wouldn't know why was they crying now, you know. And she said that Dory had threatened to take her to court, and she threatened to take her channel. And King Tone Tulsa and Restro got into it, and Rodney. You know, Tulsa got into it with Rodney. Uppity got into it with King Kong Tulsa, and Tulsa told Uppity that she had roaches in her coffee maker. Jesus. Yeah, that's when she had called herself had her kitchen clean. And I told you about them little plants. She got them pink plants. She opened them things up. Y'all, it was full of black shit. And she had just got that stuff, and she was acting like she didn't know what it was. And then she was saying it was seasoning to put on the meat. And she was scraping that stuff up with her hand. And then she said Nyla had did it. Quit blaming that on the child. You a lie. You just nasty. And everybody was hollering, ooh, when she was showing it. And Jane Caldwell was saying, turn your camera off. Turn your camera off. We don't want to see that. I think it was at House. But yeah, she was showing her appliances off, and they were full of black shit. Look like boobs. Now, uh, and when her and Rustro got into it, because Uppity was talking to somebody about her food stamps. Something had happened with her food stamps. I guess she didn't get them, and so they got investigated and reissued some. And the conversation was going on and on and on about the food stamps. And Rustro, he got there and he said he was tired of hearing about them goddamn stamps. He wanted to talk about something else. He didn't want to hear about no food stamp, child. I was hollering. Do you hear me? Uh, Rodney, I went by there and he got struck. And he got King Kios. I don't really know a whole lot about that guy. Um, I don't know much about him, but he struck Rodney. Uh, on his panel that day, Octavius, Audio, Dory, Mr. West, Ken, Kiki, and King Kong Tulsi at the panel. I didn't make no notes about it. I can't remember what happened, but it was a lot of shit going on their live. And I think that's why he struck Rodney. I don't know if Rodney put a picture of him up. I don't know what Rodney did, but that was when like Rick Reed got struck, Lemon, Jadon, Rodney. I had a list of people that got struck. I may have to get to it on down. I went back Octavius, and Octavius said that Ken drug a 5-year-old. He said that Ken been calling his people house. He said he did strike Ken. And he said that he had put a picture up, a child with a cucumber in their mouth. Now, I don't know nothing about that. And Doris said that Ken ain't got no kids with his wife. She said that Ken was disrespected and vile. And Audio got up there and he drug pizza. Noble and Octavius got into it. I can't think of what Octavius said that Noble said. It was something concerning the child. And Noble got up there and he said, "You're going to put that damn line on me. You are lying." He kept saying it over and over. And then Noble said he'd kill Octavius. And he said he would shoot him in his mouth. And he said that for Octavius to post a receipt of his, whatever he said to say it about a child. And Octavius told Noble he don't think up his booty. And she just got up there and she wanted to know what was the problem. What, like a sexual channel. I don't know where it come from. And then, no, she was talking about Jadon. And she wanted to know, was it a problem when people do sexual stuff like Jadon be talking about my clothes and stuff? And she said, "Is that cyber harassment?" And King called Octavius a long titty octo mama. And he said that Octavius be doxing in the DMs, like how they be changing information on here. He said that Octavius be doxing, like sending shit to different people. And Ken wanted to know why he was talking to like Kiki's daughter without her knowledge. He said why he didn't tell Kiki that he had a private conversation with her daughter. And then he drove Kiki real quick. And on this live, they was fussing back and forth. I think Kiki got up there and was saying that she didn't know that Octavius had talked to her daughter. And that come from when Pizza was live, Kiki was up there drunk, and her daughter came in there. I don't know a whole lot about that. But if you be around the big set, I'm sure some of you guys know what happened. Okay, I was at YouTube cameras, Lovely Love, Ken, Sparkles, Toby, which I can't stand that bitch, Melissa, William Brothers, Sonny, Octavius, Audio. They was all on the panel. And Lovely Love says she don't like she was talking about slap somebody. She don't like. Who she got into it with? Either she told somebody she was gonna slap their dentures out down their throat, or somebody said she was gonna slap Lovely Love denture down. So I didn't put who said it. And now William got up there because I guess because they were people dragging each other. It was kind of rocky that live. It was a good laugh. And so William got up there and he started talking about everybody to love each other. I see you guys into it like that all the time. And love, you need to work about your health. And I had a friend that was going through like cancer. He was saying stuff like that. Love started crying. And love got a pound. Like love is rough on the outside. But she just like anybody else. She wants somebody to care about her. She want to be accepted, even though you cuss her ass out. She's going through something right now. I'm not gonna say it's cancer. I don't know what's wrong with her, and that ain't my business. But I know sometimes she say that like her heart fell out, and she say that she has lost a lot of weight and things like that. But I ain't saying I'm not a doctor. Until I heard whatever wrong with her come out of her mouth, then I believe it. Well, she had gotten her feelings and she got really emotional and started crying. And love is not a crier on here. You could talk to her like a dog. She ain't gonna cry, but see, William had that soothing voice, and I understand. And you just be doing all this getting into it with people. You don't need to get upset, but love this shit. Okay, if she didn't feel like she was well enough to back on here doing what she doing, dragging, she wouldn't be on YouTube. She might do this until she die. We might all do it till we die. And people ain't want to hear that. I know you sick. And they don't want to hear that. Well, Toby got up there. Now, that's one thing she did do. She got up there, which I did appreciate. We don't want to hear that shit. We want to hear some damn drag. Because the beat sector, that's what the beat sector do. It ain't going to change. Ain't no sense in the beat talking about Kumbaya and all of us need to get. That's not what the beat sector do. If you want this, you need to go somewhere else. You're not going to get that over here. And the people over here would not be happy if it was like that. That's why I went to other places, because it got boring over here. But it's not boring at all over here. But see, now I got involved in the Mo3 sector because they kept it going. They kept popping over there. And hell, I just go over there because it kept me excited. But see, now the beef sector is coming back, and they are banging over here. Do you hear me? Now, this the beef sector I like. But like I said, I'm spreading myself thin because I be in both. I be like in 3 or 4 places. But I just don't make a note to them other places because, hell, y'all probably don't know them. Y'all didn't know the Mo3 sector. The people I was talking about when I first started talking about them, a lot of people didn't know them people over there. But it's people that be over here in my little chat that do go over there and they know, they have an idea what I'm talking about. Okay? But, that's what William was wanting to talk about, and they didn't want to hear that. Now, William, you need to be out here talking about them hoes. Tell us about all the women you got, because you are the pimp of the year every year. Okay? In my book. You need to talk that shit I like to hear. Okay? When I be asking you how many women you got, and do they live in your state, how many states you catting around in. You was all in another country catting around. We want to hear about that. Okay? Now that's all I got to say about that. And Toby was saying that she was mad because Lovely Love was crying. And that is what it is. And then he has said that Kwani remind him of his grandmother. And William Kwani gonna tear your ass up for saying that. And Lovely Love has said the audio was gay. And she said that he was gay because of the way he do his lips. Now, how you gonna say that about that man, Lovely Love? And then talk about how fine he was. Lovely Love, Now you telling the man he gay, telling about his lips, and then you was telling him how fine he was, and I was hollering. Okay. Uh, yeah. And Lovely Love cussed William out. And what happened was Lovely Love decided to come back on the panel. And when she was coming back on the panel, he was talking about her being a lot less. And honey, when she heard that, she hit the goddamn roof. Do you hear me? She said, "You raggedy uh ass Jamaican." And wait a minute, wait a minute. She said what? She called him a raggedy ass Jamaican. And she said she prayed. She said that he said I prayed for you, Lovely Love. And she said, I prayed for myself too, and I prayed for you. Because she started cussing him out. And Sonny, Octavius was on the panel. He started dragging Sonny. And Ken got up there and he said that he was going to drag Octavius every time he dragged Sonny. And he said that he was going to also drag uh, Octavius' mama and his sister. And he said that he was going to call them. And Octavius said that Sonny ain't got no legs and she got maggots on her. Audio and Ken got into it. Audio and Sonny got into it. And Ken was calling him a yag and all kind of stuff like that. And what you were. And then, like I said, them lives, this was one of the lives that they was going cuckoo on. And I mean, they were digging each other. They were cutting to the bone. And YouTube camera stopped the live because it got out of hand. You know, because they were talking about kids, mama, sisters, bodies. You know, they were talking about real bad stuff. Okay? And it was good all the way to the YouTube camera stopped that live, child. Okay? Oh. I went by Ducks, Skoka, Misty, Shane Gang, Cali Kitchen, K Kira, Royalty, Mike Martin, Sean 757, and Swedish Brown, and Resto. He wound up over there. See, Resto be everywhere. And Royalty was over there, and she said that she would cut, because her and Mama Mia had got into it somewhere. And Royalty, now this the girl be in the garage, and she don't never talk about doing nothing to nobody. Hardly ever would she say she gonna F somebody up. Well, her and Mama Mia got into it, and she told Mama Mia she'll cut her head off. If she come to her house, she'll cut her head off and send it to her daddy. And I was saying, damn. Everybody was saying, what? But Royalty, whatever Mama Mia did to her, she was talking about cutting that girl head off, child. Oh, Lord Jesus. Let me see. Wait a minute. I'm going on mute for a second. Okay, I'm back. Thank y'all for bearing with me. Hey, 2300 Jackson Street. It's always home. Hey, Davin. And if you guys haven't hit the like button, please hit the like button. Um, I'm trying to get to 3,000. Wow. You hear me, Muffy? I'm trying to get to 3,000, child. And if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to my channel. Hey, Michelle. Hey, my hair. Make sure I spoke to everybody. Just a second. I'm trying to get through all these notes, child. I got so many. Now Lemon say he putting up $2,000 of his own money. Lemon doing the challenge now. Okay, so I correct myself. Lemon is doing the challenge, and honey, he is giving that 2,000. Wow. Go on, Lemon, with your bad self. You ain't no chump. He ain't no chump. They be talking like him, talking about him like, oh, okay. Hey, CT. They be over here whining like a hoe. I know they really acting a fool now. Hypnotic touch, I know they acting a fool, child. CEO, done play. I know they acting a damn fool. My hair, we having a talent show over here. They say the pot is 2,000. Child, you better learn how to do something here. Get that money. But you got to give me 10% because I told you about it. Okay? I told Jackie the same thing. Okay? I told him, you know. Okay, let me get back to my notes. 2,000. Wow. Come on now, Lemon. You ain't no chump. They acting like you a chump around here. You know, chump. Okay. All right. Now here's some. Lolo wound up getting struck. You know, when they were doing all that striking, Lolo got struck. Okay. I went by pieces. Jadon, Binary, Soul, No Better, Love Love, Noble. They all was up there. And then they said that Jadon had 2 strikes and Lemon got 1 strike. Okay, that's back when they were doing that striking. Um, I think that Lemon counted the strike. In some kind of way, Jadon wound up with 2. I don't know. Jadon says she really don't care about that challenge. She got strikes on. They have had conversations about removing the strikes. You know, Lemon and Jadon have had conversation together. It didn't go good. So I guess the next step is court. I don't know. I can't I don't know what these people gonna do. Let me see. And Lemon said that Shakim was not gonna win the contest. And then Shakim, he's been making a big deal out of it out in the streets. And he's been saying that he would have to be paid to be in the contest and all that kind of stuff. He's been asked for sponsors and this and that. Well, Lemon, he wouldn't be in shit I had because he struck you 5 times. It wouldn't be enough up for discussion if he could be in my contest. You don't know what Shakim will do next. He done struck you 5 times. Don't you think he'll people on you? Don't you think he'll false flag you again? But you do what you want to do. But like with me, it be up and stuck. I don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? Mm-mm. But you do what you want to see. Do. And Mika did an interview. I did not see it. It was with Binary, I heard. This is hearsay. I'm saying allegedly. At TSW, she told Lemon that she was taking a break. Now, this was before we found out about him giving the $500 back to her. I could see her taking a break because she was really getting out here in the streets for giving, saying she was going to get $1,000 for Lemon contest. A lot of people didn't like that. Then they was trying to charge her for whatever they, she asked you to do something for, give me $1,000. Now, that was insane. Okay. And it ain't like Lemon kept, the money that if she did would have gave him $1,000. It wasn't like Lemon got the money. Lemon giving the money away in the contest, and then he giving like the judges three figures, and that's at least $100. I don't know what the problem is. And then he giving $1,000 of his own damn money. He ain't gonna touch that money. That's for the contest. Shit. J Don and Nova got into it. Ness still mad at pizza. And she said that pizza is weak. And she's not interested in pizza. Okay, let me go on down. Thank you, Jesus. I'm getting to the end. Lord Jesus, how long I been on here talking? Been talking the whole fucking time. Okay, let me go down. Okay, and Lolo got struck. Brooke got struck. Lemon got struck. And y'all hear all them names I called about people that got struck? But like I said, who ain't got struck that's out here doing all kind of shit in the street? That's causing all kind of ruckus and shit. You have to watch shit like that. If everybody else getting struck, why your ass ain't getting struck? And I'm talking about, you ain't got struck for years. But like when they say when they investigate this shit, like Deanna had them to do, your name all over the shit, bitch. Okay, bitch. Okay. And child, that's Jadon still talking about that Mika put a spell on her. And she I don't know what kind of spell she was putting on her, but she been talking about black magic and all that kind of bullshit. Now y'all know last week Rick Reed said he was putting a hex on everybody on Lipstick Alley that he don't like. And he said a lot of them people on Lipstick Alley was gonna be gone by the beginning of the year. Now what kind of hex he gonna do, child? I don't know. And this drug Pizza and her husband, and she called him gay, and she called Pizza jobless. And she also drug Uppity, and she told Uppity to leave her the hell alone. I went by Mix, and Not On My Watch Book, AZ King, Keisha, Justin, Fred, Happy Life, Miss Fred. That was so fun, Miss Fred. And Miss Fred Mom. Now, Miss Fred is a character, kind of like Muddia, and she say she Fred, like Fred, he crazy about Mika. And so Miss Fred came up there and she was wanting to know Fred to come home and all that kind of stuff. It'd be so funny when Miss Fred hit the panel. Well, Miss Fred, then her mama got on the phone and was telling Fred, like, come on home and you don't need to be out here running with these women in the street. And I be hollering. Do you hear me? Miss Fred stayed up there a good 30 minutes. And it was so funny. And Meek was telling Fred that, because Fred was saying, Meek, why you letting them do me like this? I ain't messing with nobody. And Meek was saying, Miss Fred say this shit been going on for years. Okay. And Meek also said she had been giving the prosecutor her evidence, like on her case. And so when she went to court, she was tired of it getting postponed because she go to court and then might get moved to June. She go to court, might get moved to August. She got tired of that because this been going on for a while, and she demanded like a court date. So they gave her a court date Wait a minute. It said Tia. Wait a minute. Well, she said she had been in court that day. That when she got tired of being in court for so long, she said she had been in court all day. She said she had been there from 10 o'clock to 2 o'clock. And see, that's a big time out of your life. Then you get up there and they say it's postponed. But see, she got tired of that and she wanted a court date. And they gave her one. And her trial date is August the 26th. And then she was playing recordings of me cooling. And I think that's who she taking to court. And she played a recording allegedly that Cooling was saying that she was going to celebrate, you know, a birthday, and a dead bitch said she was in danger, and she found the information, on the court, on what happened in court that day that Meek went. And Meek said that she had been stalking her for like 2 years. That this year, whatever's going on in Clay County in court, been going on for 2 years. And she said whatever happened in court when they gave her the court date, the trial date, she said that she was very happy on how that went, how that was going. And she said she was getting like threats and harassment. And she said she had a folder of all the shit. And then she was saying it's a defamation of her character. And like when she went to court that day when they gave her the trial date, she said that she felt free. And she said all she wants is to feel safe in her home. Let me see if that's it. Oh, thank you, Jesus. Okay. Now, this is something I told y'all I was going to tell you guys about so I can get rid of this snow because it's been here for a while. They was talking about having sex in the bando, which is a band apartment or a house. And that's allegedly what Nurse K and Duck did. And I'm still pissed off at Duck. I can't keep up with that young man. But everything cool though. And they was calling it people on here were saying like different guys, they were saying, no man, I can't believe you did that in a bando. Geez. And they were saying just nasty. And they say, I heard there was roaches. There were no lights on. There was no couch and there was no bed. Just a cold, hard floor. And Least Duck was a gentleman. He laid his shirt down on the floor. So, she didn't have to lay on the floor, on the filthy floor. But then come to find out, Duck had on a wife beater, and he put that shirt down for his knees, not for her, because he didn't want to get his knees dirty. And then that people saying, did they use a condom? And then they were saying, no, it was raw dog. And they said, did he get a room? And how long was they together? And then they were calling them floor fuckers. And then they were saying that she wanted that dick so bad she would have drove in the blizzard to get to it. And Duck, you dodged the bullet because she didn't get pregnant. And allegedly she didn't get pregnant, and allegedly she didn't have no disease. And allegedly you didn't have no disease, and luckily you didn't get her pregnant. They go both ways. And honey, that is it. Thank you guys for coming and listening to my rambling. Hey, Abdullah. I don't understand that writing, Abdullah. Hope you ain't saying nothing bad. Hey, Nicey. Nicey. Well, Abdullah, I just doing the best I can do. I don't know a whole lot about this YouTube stuff. Okay. Whatever that means. You have over 2,000 subscribers. Only 26 followers have become subscribers. I don't know what the fuck that mean, baby. I'm just going by the number that's be on here. Do anybody know what he's talking about? I don't really care. I would like to get to 3,000. If I get there, good. If I don't, good. Okay. Abdullah, mind your own damn business, Abdullah. That's what you need to do. I'm just going up to make sure I speak to everybody. I don't want to miss nobody. Yeah, Abdullah talking that shit. Oh, I think I spoke to everybody, but I'm gonna get out of here. I've been on here like 2.5 hours. I did that faster than I thought I would because I hadn't been live in a while, and I really, really thank you guys for coming in. Spending some time with me. And if you haven't hit the like button, please hit the like button before you leave, and hit the subscribe button. I really would appreciate it. Ooh, child. I was so behind in the notes, and I know I missed a whole lot of stuff because I took some days off of YouTube. Ooh, child. Maybe I should take some days off. Just get your mind at rest at ease. Find something that you used to like to do before you got on this application, child. Ooh, hey, Candy Cane. Ooh, child. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.